Every Sierra owner has made at least 3 of these 15 mistakes. Some cost $200, some cost $25,000, and the worst one doesn't happen in the shop. It happens on the lot the day you buy the truck. 15 expensive mistakes. Everyone is preventable. Everyone has a dollar amount attached. Let's see how many you've made. Number 15, running 87 octane in the 6.2 V8. The 6.2 L86 and L87 are tuned for 93 octane premium. Run 87 and the ECU retards ignition timing to prevent knock, no engine damage. But you lose 15 to 25 horsepower that the engine was calibrated to make. Sierra specific, this applies to SLT, AT4, and Denali trims with the 6.2. The 5.3 runs perfectly on 87. Check the fuel door sticker. It tells you exactly what your engine requires. You're not saving money. You're paying for a 420 horsepower engine and driving a 395. At roughly 40 cents more per gallon for premium and a 20-gallon tank, that's $8 per fill-up. Over a year of driving, maybe $300. For 15 to 25 horsepower, you already paid for when you bought the truck. The pump isn't the place to negotiate with your own engine. You bought 420 horsepower and turned it into 395 with the wrong pump. Number 14, ignoring the tire pressure monitoring system. Sierra owners with aftermarket wheels often skip TPMS reprogramming. The light stays on. They ignore it. Week after week, month after month, the warning becomes wallpaper on the dash. Underinflated tires become invisible. 5 psi below spec equals 2 to 3% fuel economy loss, plus accelerated shoulder wear that chews through a $1,000 set of tires 20,000 miles early. And here's the part nobody thinks about. Underinflation generates heat. Heat degrades the tire structure from the inside. At highway speed on a July afternoon, a tire that's 8 psi low is running 20 to 30 degrees hotter than spec. That's how blowouts happen. Not from road hazards, from heat buildup that the driver never felt because the TPMS was turned off. Cost: premature tire replacement, $800 to $1,600. Blowout at highway speed, $200 to $2,000 plus in damage, plus the safety risk that no dollar amount covers. Fix: reprogram TPMS sensors when changing wheels, $40 to $100 at any tire shop. A $50 sensor reprogram, or an $800 set of tires you wore out early. Pick one. Number 13, never monitoring transmission temperature while towing. The Sierra 1500 has no factory transmission temperature gauge on most trims. You're towing blind, and the 8L90 and 10L80 run hotter than the 6L80 under load by design. The newer transmissions have more clutch packs, tighter packaging, and less thermal margin. Fluid at 240 degrees and above degrades at double the normal rate. Clutch packs slip, shift quality deteriorates, and you have no idea it's happening because nothing on the dash tells you. I've talked to transmission shops that rebuild GM automatics every week. The first question they ask when a Sierra comes in with a slipping transmission: did you tow with it? Second question: did you ever check the fluid temperature? The answer to the second question is almost always no, because there's no factory gauge to check. Fix: an OBD2 scanner at $80 to $120 shows live transmission temperature. An auxiliary cooler at 80 to 200 drops temps 20 to 40 degrees under load. Combined, less than $300 to prevent a $3,500 to $5,500 transmission rebuild. You can't manage what you can't measure, and your factory dash isn't measuring it. Number 12, pressure washing the engine bay. Sierra owners blast the engine bay with a pressure washer. Water forces past connector seals into the MAF sensor, coil packs, and fuse box. The 2019 and newer T1XX has more exposed electrical connectors than any previous Sierra generation. Cost: MAF replacement $150 to $350. Coil pack failures $100 to $400. Body control module water damage $500 to $2,000. And electrical gremlins that come and go for months because moisture sits inside a connector nobody can see. Fix: low pressure water and degreaser. Cover the fuse box and intake. Never direct high pressure at connectors, sensors, or the air filter box. A clean engine bay isn't worth a $2,000 electrical gremlin. Number 11, running the oil life monitor to 0. GM's oil life monitor hits zero at 7,500 to 10,000 miles, depending on driving conditions. On a 5.3 or 6.2 with AFM or DFM that's consuming oil between changes, the monitor doesn't know you're a quart and a half low at 50% life. The remaining oil is running hotter, shearing faster, and losing the additive protection your lifters depend on. Sierra specific, every 5.3 and 6.2 from 2007 forward. The engines that consume the most oil are the ones where the monitor is the most optimistic, and the lifters that need clean oil the most are running on oil that's been working twice as hard for twice as long as it should have. Fix. Change at 5,000 miles or 50% life remaining, whichever comes first. Dexos 1 Gen 3 certified full synthetic. Check the dipstick every fill-up. If you're a quart low at 3,000 miles, you need to address the consumption, not just top it off and hope. The Oil Life Monitor protects GM's warranty math. 5,000 miles protects your engine. Drop a comment. How many of these 15 have you done to your Sierra? Subscribe for more every week. Let's keep going. Number 10. Slamming the tailgate. The Sierra's tailgate has a damper system designed for controlled lowering. Slam it down repeatedly and the damper fails, cables stretch, and hinges wear prematurely. Sierra specific, the 2019 and newer MultiPro tailgate is a $1,500 to $3,500 replacement if the inner gate mechanism or motors are damaged. Even the standard tailgate with damper runs $300 to $800. Fix, use the handle. Lower it. Let the damper do its job. That's why GM engineered it. A $1,500 tailgate replacement because you couldn't use the handle. Stay with me here. Number 9 sounds like one problem but often becomes two. Number 9, ignoring the exhaust manifold bolt tick. The 5.3 and 6.2 are notorious for broken exhaust manifold bolts, passenger side especially. The tick sounds like a lifter. Owners either ignore it or panic and assume lifter failure. Both responses cost money. If caught early, bolt extraction and reseal runs $200 to $500. If ignored, exhaust gases leak onto the wiring harness, heat damage O2 sensors at $200 to $400 each, and eventually warp the manifold itself. Full manifold replacement with sensors, $600 to $1,500. Sierra specific, every generation from GMT 900 forward. The bolt breaks from thermal cycling, heat and cool, thousands of times. A $200 bolt extraction or a $1,500 manifold. The tick tells you which one you're choosing. Number 8, towing over capacity just this once. Sierra 1500 owners hooking up 10,000 pounds when their sticker says 9,100, or loading a car hauler at 12,000 when max is 11,000. Just once. Just this trip. The Sierra is a half-ton. The frame, the cooling system, the brakes, and the transmission are engineered for a specific load. Exceed it, and the transmission overheats in ways the factory cooler can't handle. Brakes fade on downgrades, frame stress concentrates at mounting points. Cost: transmission damage $3,500 to $5,500. Brake system overhaul $1,000 to $2,000. Bent frame, the truck is totaled. Fix: know your exact tow rating from the door jamb sticker. If the load exceeds it, rent a $2,500 or hire it out. The rental costs $200. The transmission costs $5,000. The Sierra is a half-ton. Asking it to be a 3/4 ton just this once costs 3/4 ton money. Number 7. Never rotating tires on a 4-wheel drive Sierra. Uneven tire wear on a 4-wheel drive truck creates different rolling circumferences front to rear. The transfer case has to fight that difference every mile. The chain stretches. The front differential compensates. CV joints wear unevenly. And none of this shows a warning light. It just wears until something breaks. Cost: transfer case, rebuild $1,500 to $2,800. CV joint replacement $400 to $800 per side. All because tires that should have been rotated every 5 to 7,500 miles weren't. Fix: rotate on schedule. Match wear across all 4. It's free if you do it yourself with a jack and a torque wrench. $50 to $75 at a shop. A free tire rotation or a $2,500 transfer case. Your choice. Number 6. Using the wrong jack points. Sierra owners jack the truck on rocker panels, exhaust components, or thin floor panels. The rocker crushes. The exhaust bends. The floor dents permanently. Sierra specific. Correct jack points are on the frame rails behind the front wheels and in front of the rear wheels. The factory jack location is in the owner's manual that nobody reads. Cost? Rocker panel damage $500 to $1,500. Floor pan repair $1,000 to $3,000. If the truck falls off the jack, $5,000 plus in body damage or worse. Fix: frame rails only. Jack stands always. Never work under a truck supported only by a jack. The owner's manual shows you where to jack. The body shop shows you what happens when you don't. Number 5. Ignoring coolant maintenance on the 5.3 and 6.2. Dex-Cool, GM's factory coolant, lasts 5 years or 150,000 miles. After that, it turns acidic. An acidic coolant attacks gaskets from the inside. You can't see it happening. You can't smell it. The coolant looks the same, but the pH has shifted and it's eating rubber and gasket material with every engine cycle. Sierra specific, every GMT 900 and K2X, X53 and 62 runs Dex-Cool from the factory. The orange coolant. And here's the critical mistake. Mixing Dex-Cool with conventional green coolant creates a gel that clogs passages, blocks flow, and causes overheating that leads to head gasket failure. Cost: head gasket $2,000 to $4,500. Heater core $500 to $1,500. Intake gasket $800 to $1,500. Fix, flush, and replace Dex-Cool on schedule. $100 to $150 for a coolant flush. Never mix with green conventional. If you don't know what's in there, flush it and start fresh. $100 coolant flush or a $4,000 head gasket. The coolant doesn't negotiate. I'm not done yet. Number 4 is the mistake that turns a $500 upgrade into a $3,000 problem. Number 4. Installing a lift without realigning. Sierra owners install leveling kits and lifts and drive off the ramp without getting an alignment. A 2-inch level changes caster by half a degree to a full degree. That shift pulls the contact patch forward on the tire. Inner edge wear begins immediately and becomes visible within 10 to 15,000 miles. And the damage cascades. Incorrect caster means the steering wheel sits off-center. The truck pulls to one side. You compensate by holding the wheel slightly turned. That constant correction wears the tie rod ends and ball joints unevenly. Components that cost $400 to $800 per side to replace. Cost: premature tire replacement $800 to $1,600. Accelerated tie rod and ball joint wear $400 to $800 per side, because the geometry is stressing components at angles they weren't designed for. Fix: alignment immediately after any lift install. $80 to $150. Some leveling kits include caster correction plates. If yours does, make sure the shop installs them. If it doesn't, aftermarket upper control arms solve the geometry at $400 to $900 per pair. A $100 alignment or a $1,600 set of tires you chewed through in one season. Number 3, driving on a lifter tick without diagnosing. Sierra owner hears a tick at cold start. Googles it. Forum says it's normal. Radio covers it. Drives 20,000 more miles. During those 20,000 miles, a collapsed lifter is grinding against the camshaft lobe thousands of times per minute. Metal shavings enter the oil. Contaminated oil circulates through every bearing, every passage, every lubricated surface in the engine. The damage spreads from one lifter to the cam, to the oil system, to the bearings. What started as a tick becomes a cascade. Cost escalation. Early catch, lifters only, $3,000 to $4,500. Late catch, lifters plus cam plus oil system flush, $5,500 to $8,000. Ignored completely. Crankshaft bearings scored, cylinder walls damaged, engine replacement $8,000 to $11,000. Sierra specific, every Gen 4 and Gen 5, 5.3 and 6.2 with AFM or DFM. The tick is not normal. It is never normal. It is the engine asking for help. The tick is the engine asking for help. Ignoring it is the most expensive silence in GMC ownership. Number 2, never disabling AFM or DFM. $270. That's the cost of the range AFM or DFM disabler. Plugs into the OBD port, keeps all 8 cylinders firing, eliminates the cycling that causes lifter collapse. The repair it prevents, $3,000 to $5,500 for lifters and cam. I've said it in every video on this channel. Mechanics say it in every shop in America. And Sierra owners still skip it because the truck runs fine until it doesn't. Sierra specific, every 5.3 and 6.2 from 2007 forward with AFM, every 2019 forward with DFM. There are no exceptions. The system fails on all of them. The only variable is when. 270 or 5,000. Every mechanic has chosen. Most owners haven't. Yet. And number one? The single most expensive mistake any Sierra owner can make. And it doesn't happen in the service bay. It happens on the lot. Number one, buying the wrong Sierra model year. This is the mistake that costs more than every other entry on this list combined. And it happens before you turn the key for the first time. 3 times in the last 2 decades, GM redesigned the Sierra 1500 from the ground up. 2007, new GMT 900 platform, new AFM, new 6L80, new electrical architecture, everything first generation, everything unproven. 2014, new K2XX platform, new 8L 98-speed transmission, new body control module, new electrical system, everything first generation again. 2019, new T1XX platform, new 10-speed, new DFM with 17 pattern cylinder deactivation, the most complex Sierra powertrain ever built. First year. Every first year, Sierra carries the highest failure rates, the most TSBs, the most warranty claims, and the highest long-term ownership costs of any year in that generation. The math that proves it. A 2019 Sierra at $33,000 plus a $4,000 lifter job plus $2,000 in transmission shutter fixes equals $39,000 total. A 2012 Sierra at $14,000 plus $800 in day one protocol equals $14,800. Same towing capacity, same 5.3 V8, $24,000 apart. The fix is the simplest advice on this entire list. Buy late production years, 2003 through 2006, 2011 through 2013, 2016 through 2018, 2022 through 2024. Every one of them is the refined version of a platform that started rough. Every problem found, every calibration updated, every supplier issue resolved. Never buy the first year of a Sierra redesign. 2007 proved it. 2014 confirmed it. 2019 made it a law. The most expensive mistake doesn't happen in the shop. It happens on the lot. The wrong year costs more than every other mistake on this list combined. 15 mistakes, same truck, different outcomes. The Sierra 1500 is built to last 300,000 miles, but only if the owner doesn't make the mistakes that kill it at 100,000. Every fix on this list costs less than the failure it prevents. Some cost nothing, some cost $50. The most expensive, $270, prevents a $5,000 engine repair. And the most important, choosing the right year, is free. It just requires knowing the pattern before you walk onto the lot. If you want the modifications that protect your Sierra from inside the shop, watch 5-band GMC modifications that actually work. And for the 15 tricks mechanics use on their own Sierras to avoid every mistake on this list, watch 15 illegal tricks GMC mechanics use on their own trucks. 15 mistakes. You've probably made 3. Now you know how to fix all of them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.